Hello again, guys, and as always, welcome back to my channel, Open Book Gal.
Hey everybody.
So guys, so guys,
Yeah, she never lets me speak. She just rambles on all every time, so I have to cut her off just to say, hey, y'all. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to that since y'all who been watching this video, but yeah. So if you notice, I'm always, hey y'all, yeah, cause you know.
so now that Renee has made her introduction, guys, this video is based on everybody's questions. I noticed lately I'm getting the same questions. And as you guys know, I am a YouTuber who normally comments or responds to all the comments that I get. Question, whether it's question or comment. And so with that being said, I love communicating with you guys. I love answering your questions, but some of these are getting to be repetitive. And so I just want to address all those questions once again in this one video. And from now on, I will be linking this video in other videos so you guys can have the answers to all your questions, so we won't be asked 100 times the same questions. Because it would be helpful if Renee responds to some of the questions, so that way I won't have to answer them on my own. Because sometimes I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting up answering some of the questions, depending on what the day was like. So let's jump into these questions, Renee. Hopefully this video is the video that addresses everyone's question.
So I went through and I picked out what I thought was the questions that a lot of people kept asking. So if I missed your question or if you see something I missed, let us know, and of course we'll answer it. So I'm gonna start off with the number one question was, where are you from?
Where I'm from?
Yes.
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Okay. And so where did you get your surgery done at?
My surgery was done in Sugar Land, Texas by Dr. Bancroft.
Okay. And did you have to pay up front or?
Yes. Unfortunately, I had to pay up front. So the cost of my surgery was $10,500. I was required to put a $500 deposit down, and then 2 weeks prior to my surgery, I had to be paid in full. So just for the tummy tuck, the liposuction of the abdomen, the flanks, and my back fat was $8,000. But because I wanted the fat grafting, which was the fat that he took from all those areas transferred to my butt, it was extra $2,500. So that's why my total came out to $10,500.
Okay. And another question was, do you know if like people's insurance can pay for it, or does he take payments or?
Okay, that's a good question. So insurance. So basically, a tummy tuck is a non-medical procedure. It's more under the category of cosmetic, but there are some cases where insurance would pay for it. What I've been told is if you have 3 cesareans, insurance will pay for it. If your stomach drastically hangs over your private area, insurance will pay for it. And if you have a hernia, insurance will pay for it as well.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to tell everybody, check with your insurance, because, everybody's insurance is different. So
Absolutely.
Ask your insurance people. They already said how much it was. Another thing was, how long did it take before you can return to work?
How long did it take before I can return to work? So surgeons generally say that you could return to work anywhere between 2 and 3 weeks. For me, I'm self-employed, so I took all the time I needed to recover from my surgery.
Okay. Do you believe Dr. B was a really good doctor?
I do believe Dr. Bancroft was a good surgeon. He's a very great person. But the only weaknesses I would have to point out, in my opinion, was the fat grafting. I think that later down the line, I'm going to consider doing more fat grafting.
Okay. And then, did you have to fast before your tummy tuck?
I did 24 hours before my tummy tuck because you want to have an empty stomach.
Okay. A lot of people ask, how bad was the pain? So I'm gonna say on a scale from 1 to 10. You know, when you go to the doctors, they say, you know, how does the pain feel from 1 to 10? So I'm gonna ask you, between 1 to 10, how was the pain level?
On the 1 to 10, the pain level for me was, I'd say probably about a 5. And the only reason I say that is because I have a high pain tolerance. So everybody's pain tolerance is going to be different throughout their recovery. So.
Okay. And then how was your setup recovery?
So my setup during recovery was I had a great support system.
That's me. Yes.
So with that, at least within the first week, you want to have somebody there to support you because especially if you have drainage, you're going to need somebody to help you drain your tubes, help clean up. And so you want to do that properly. So my setup was, and when my doctor came, he actually commended us on our setup. He was impressed with it. So I slept in a recliner, and I did that for about, how long was it? 1 week or 2 weeks?
It was close to 2 weeks.
Close to 2 weeks. I slept in a recliner. It was very difficult for me to get in and out of bed, so I didn't do the bed option. I opted out of the bed. So I slept in the recliner. I bought a shower curtain liner so I wouldn't damage my furniture. So those are one of the items you might want to have on hand throughout your recovery. Or an old blanket.
An old blanket if you get the shower curtain, you can get it from the dollar store for like $1. And then an old blanket is something that you don't use, so that way if it does drain, it doesn't get on the couch, and then it drains. If it does, it drains on an old blanket that you really don't care about.
Right, you can throw it away.
And then
right.
That person doesn't feel the coldness either from the shower curtain.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, so my setup was a recliner. On the side of my recliner, I had a table which consists of all the fluids I needed, which was Pedialyte, water, Gatorade. I had straws on hand because it was very difficult for me to breathe. That lasted about a week. I want to say a week as far as the difficulty and feeling like you can't breathe because there's some restriction there from the abdomen repair. And so I had all my medications there on hand. Those were all pre-filled prior to the surgery.
Prior to surgery, all her medications were already pre-filled. So the day of the surgery, when I brought her home, they gave me instructions on how often she should take what medication. So what I did was I put it on a piece of paper of when they told me the time that she took the medicine when she left. And then it was every 4 hours after that. So I already had it laid out. And I had to have an alarm clock to wake myself up because, you know, I fell asleep too at sometimes. So I woke up, and whether she was asleep or not, I was like, babe, come on, get up. I had her Gatorade or her Pedialyte, whichever one she chose, already ready. So all she had to do was sip, take her medicine. And then another thing was her breathing treatments. They gave her a breathing tube.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
She had to get so high, and she had to get higher and higher every time. So it was like in the morning and right before she went to bed. So I made sure. There were some times where she would be like, I did it, and it would be at the same, and I was like, no. I was like, dig deep, because that helps with that painfulness of her not breathing. But the doctor said you want to not push them too hard, but push them enough because it's going to help them.
With the breathing process.
Process.
And so I also had ginger ale on hand too, because of the simple fact the acid helped with the swallowing of the pills. And then my doctor suggested that I have vitamins, so I took one a day because it had all the vitamins that you needed. And so I took those. And then also for the setup, we had the gauze, the cleaning gauze, and everything that the doctor provided us in order to clean my belly button and my incisions, my down here near the pubic area. And
had pillows because you got to keep her legs elevated. So
I
made sure it was comfortable enough to where it's not being too much pressure, to where it's straining her knees a lot. So I kind of made it high but level enough so she was comfortable. And then we went and got a walker for her to go, you know, from the recliner to the bathroom.
The walker helps support as far as balance, as well as going to the bathroom. You want to have that support there, somebody assisting you, but at the same time you have more support with a walker and you feel more confident getting up and down to the bathroom.
And then another question was, did you sit on your butt after the BBL?
I did. I had no choice because I did my BBL at the same time as the tummy tuck. And the reason why is it's less expensive. It's cheaper to do it that way. If you have the surgery and come back at a later time, guess what? They have to go and find more fat. And so they have to charge you for that. Lipo and all that fat, and then transferring it to your butt. So being that he was removing fat anyway, he was able to use that fat and transfer it to my butt. Therefore, I had to sleep on my back because I had a tummy tuck. So therefore, yeah. Did it take? Yes. Sometimes you lose fat cells in the process of a BBL, but I just needed fat grafting in other areas as well, but it took.
Yeah, but because she had the surgery done all at one time, the doctor recommended me. I had to go in there and actually massage
my buttocks,
her buttocks, to help with that.
My gluteus maximus.
Yes, to help with all that. So she, she was getting a free massage as well as everything else.
True.
Another question was,
did I do the massages? No, guys. Somebody's probably gonna ask me that. I didn't go and pay for the massages. Renee was very helpful. She helped me with those. So no, I didn't do any of the massages that they offer.
They asked, does the tummy tuck bring the stomach muscles together?
The tummy tuck doesn't, but the abdomen repair does. So, which is part of the tummy tuck. Well, then again, sometimes people don't. They do a mini tummy tuck, which is just removing excess skin and pulling the skin down without doing the abdominal repair if they don't need it. Like people who haven't had kids, they may not have any abdominal damage because they haven't had any kids, so it hasn't stretched. Whereas I've had 3 kids, so my abdominal area muscles stretched apart, and so he had to bring that back together.
Right. So those are like the most top questions that I've seen after going through the videos. I would say the biggest thing is just definitely a support system. I learned too that even though she said she's have a high tolerance of pain, you don't want to give the medicine when they start feeling the pain. You want the medicine already in their body. So that's why
she did the top around the clock.
Clockwork every 4 hours. If she was supposed to have every 4 hours, I made sure if I had to get up at 2 in the morning,
that's
I had
true.
to get up at 2 in the morning.
That's probably why I never felt pain.
I had to make sure she took her medicine. So a good support system, and if you're by yourself, I just pray that you have family or friends or somebody at least come and help and check up on you. But the medicine helped because she didn't really have a lot of pain. I think she complained maybe once or twice at the most. Mm-hmm. And that's when he said, our doctor said that there was one of the pills that was for pain. It was either 1 or 2, depending on the pain level. That was the only time I actually gave her. I gave her 2 pills, but I had to make sure it was an hour apart. So, but that was it. But that's, like I said, that was the majority of the questions that was on the YouTube.
So that's it, guys. So hopefully, guys, you'll see this video. That way you won't keep asking the same questions over and over and over. And so, yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed all the videos thus far. And as you guys know, I've gained some weight. Real quickly, I'm going to show you what my stomachs look like. I've eaten, but I've gained weight, but you can see it. My stomach is bulging out as of right now. As far as my butt, she's so silly. As far as my butt, this is how my butt is looking. I don't have anything on. So that's pretty much that. And so that's how I'm looking, guys, since the weight gain. Oh, and this right here. This is where all the fat is going to. Renee has noticed my breast has gotten larger, and that's why I look like I can't fit my bra. And the back fat right here. And so that's my concern. So I'm also considering some cool sculpting. So I'm going to look more into that as well. As far as payment plans, guys, just to go real quick to go back to the payment plans. If you're interested in doing payment plans, then you have to have credit, good credit, and a stable annual income in order to qualify for financing so that you can make payments. Because there is an option to do payments, not to the physician, but there are things like Care Credit and other companies out there that will finance your cosmetic cost, and then you just have to pay them back in monthly payments. So that is another option, guys, so you may want to look into that. So if your goal is to get a tummy tuck in 2015, guys, go out there and make it happen. 2018, I'm sorry, guys, I'm going backwards. 2018, guys. When I talk really fast, I just start running words together and stumbling. So anyway, guys, we want to say we love you guys.
But I'm going to say, too, I know there's a couple of people didn't live in Texas, so all I can say is research. Research in your area. Research before choosing a physician. At least interview 3. Yes. So, guys, we love you. As always, be blessed and live life to your full potential, and we are out.